With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Good evening, everybody. We are live high above Mulcahy Field in Anchorage on an overcast night for baseball between the Anchorage Bucs and the Mat-Su Miners. Hello, everybody. I'm Austin Pug with Emma Tiedemann to my right, as always, as we get you ready for the Bucs and the Miners. The Miners are red hot right now, winners of 4 straight and atop the National League Division. After an off day on Friday, let's flash back to Thursday's game at home against the Pilots, a 6-5 win for the Miners, and Cam Newell seemed to do it all. He's back in the lineup. And Emma, as Cameron Frost comes to the plate right now as we get ready for this game, what are you looking for out of everybody in this game?
I'm looking for run support for Ryan Hendricks, who is on the mound tonight for the Miners. That won't be difficult, but I'm also looking for some really solid, consistent pitching from Hendricks.
All right, well, Cameron Frost is ready to go, and the first pitch from Lambert is a grounder to the third base side. Evan Powell throws across the diamond to first, and we have our first out of the game. 1 away. So Cameron Frost led it off. Paul Panichone, the shortstop. Cam Newell in right. Nick Senzel, the designated hitter. Johnny Loker bats fifth. He's in left field. Matt Decker is at first. Mitchell now bats seventh. He's behind the plate. Terrence Connolly at second base bats eighth. And Jordan Rogers is at third base batting ninth. And on the mound, Jimmy Lambert for the Bucs. And the first pitch to Panichone in there for strike one.
Panichone hitting .217 in conference play with 4 RBIs and 1 double.
Pitch low. That's called strike. Looks pretty low and away to me.
Yeah, the Miners have had some trouble with the strike zone and the umpire getting kind of used to what the umpires are looking for.
0-2 inside. 1 and 2.
Panichone is one of those very quick players you want to see on the base path. He has a lot of speed, especially following Frost. And we've also seen Newell batting third behind Panichone with his speed.
1-2. That's outside. 2 and 2. Jimmy Lambert from Fresno State just finished his freshman year. He's 1-0 with a 1.12 earned run average. He started 2 games already for the Bucs, as that 2-2 is inside 3 and 2. And Panichone works the count back from being down 0-2. Lambert, 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Has not faced the Miners this season. 3-2 to Panichone. Weak ground ball to the right side. That's the second baseman Copeland. Up with it, throws to first. And there's 2 outs.
2 groundouts in a row now for the Miners. It's not the best way they want to kind of start things off. We've seen a lot of power in the first inning for the Miners, starting things off with getting at least 1 or 2 runs on the board. But then if they fall behind somewhere in the middle of the game, that 9th inning is where they really shine. So it's a little uncharacteristic to see them just grounding out. But this Bucs team is very, very talented, especially their pitcher, Jimmy Lambert.
Here is Cam Newell, and boy, he has just been red hot for these Miners, and he takes the first pitch from Lambert outside.
Newell already with 2 home runs on the season, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles in conference play, hitting .455 overall.
1-0, lifted to the left side, out of play. Cam Newell was 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 4 RBIs. That was against the Pilots on Thursday. That was his second home run of the season. He had 4 RBIs for 11 already. He's just been red hot.
Yeah, it's good to have a very consistent batter in the lineup.
1-1, foul back, 1 and 2. He checks in at .480, entering tonight's game against the Bucs. He is 12 for 25, also has 2 doubles and 3 stolen bases.
All around, good player.
Ground ball to the right side. That is Copeland again. He has it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jimmy Lambert from Fresno State. So no score as we head to the bottom half of the first on the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network. back in Anchorage, no score as we enter the bottom of the first. Ryan Hendricks on the mound for the Miners. Been a little shaky at times, but for the most part, as long as you get the run support, you're hanging in there. And here is the defense for the Miners. It is Jordan Rogers at third, Paul Panachone at shortstop, Terrence Connolly at second, Matt Decker at first, Johnny Loker in left, Cameron Frost in center, Cam Newell in right, and Mitchell now doing the catching for Ryan Hendricks. And the first pitch to Garrett Copeland is ball one. Ryan?
The Bucs, I noticed in BP before the game started, they were taking a lot of practices with bunting, and we haven't really seen that with any team so far in the ABL, especially the Miners. They, maybe an occasional one every so often, usually fouled back, so they just stop trying. 1-1
from Hendricks is inside. It's 2-1.
And Hendricks kind of showed bunt there again, so we might see a couple of attempts in this game. I kind of want to see how the Miners' defense reacts to a bunt. We haven't seen them have to defend that and move around the field in response to a bunt, and see how their chemistry is when it's not just a fly ball.
2-1 as Copeland fouls that one off of Mitchell now. 2-2. Ryan Hendricks, no record, a 6.75 earned run average. He started 2 games, 8 innings, 10 hits, 4 walks, 13 strikeouts. Pitched 5 innings. That was on June 14th against the Pilots, no decision. Yep, 7 hits on 5 earned runs. 2-2 inside, 3-2. Also walked 2 and struck out 6 in that game. His other start was on June 9th against the Chinooks, no decision, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. 3-2. Here's the pitch from Hendricks. Lifted to the left side, out of play, foul. Back being on this turf field in Anchorage. The second baseman, Connolly, is behind this artificial dirt, I guess is what you could call it. 3-2. Up and away. That is ball 4 to Garrett Copeland.
Well, and the turf is only the infield. The outfield is grass.
Right.
It's an actual field. So that's kind of what everyone was concerned about, was the outfield. Whenever a storm came in last night, it rained all morning in Anchorage. But the turf field, what's nice about that is it has good drainage, so
right.
They're able to play after it rains.
Here is Cade Wright in the shortstop, a runner on first. Nobody out near in the first. First pitch from Hendricks, lifted to the right side, out of play. Cade Wrighton from Gonzaga is 10 for 40 on the season. He's hitting .250, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs against the Camp All-Stars, which from what I'm told, that's just the Alaska High School All-Stars. He was 0 for 2. That was on Thursday. 1-1 the count on Wrighton. Hendricks sets, kicks, fires. A little high, 1-1. I've grown to like and dislike our view here in Anchorage. For me, sitting on the left side, it's very hard to see left field, but we're high above. It has a very good depth perception, so it's easy to see from there, or from that view.
Well, and from my view, I can't see right field.
It's the struggle. It's okay, though. 1-1 runner is off. That's outside. Throw from now was way off line. Connolly had to come off the base, but Panachone there was backing it up. But a successful stolen base for Garrett Copeland. So now running in scoring position with nobody out. As the third stolen base on the season for Copeland. And Hendricks has a 2-1 count on Wrighton. A little bit of a waggle of the bat. Here's the pitch. Popped up, and that will go out of play behind us.
Ooh.
And that hit something. That didn't sound good. That did not sound good.
Large bang.
Yeah. The Miners with the yellow tops today. And the Bucs, I think we saw them in white pinstripes last time. Today they are wearing black with the yellow sort of pirate font. 2-2 is outside, 3-2. But the pinstripe pants.
I do like pinstripes with baseball.
You're not gonna get my approval on that.
I know,
Coming
it's just
from
because
Boston.
you're a Boston fan.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of a classy look.
It's different.
Pinstripes with the socks showing.
That is a strike to right, and it's called strike
Ooh.
3. First strikeout for Ryan Hendricks, 1 away here in the first.
Reeton thought that was ball 4. Now he has to go the other direction and head back into the third base dugout.
Yeah, so Hendricks picks up his first strikeout, and here is Andy Crowley, the center fielder. Crowley checks in, 333, 11 for 33, with a home run and 2 RBIs. First pitch from Hendricks. A little up and in, ball 1. I apologize. I had said that was I think I said that was the third stolen base for Garrett Copeland. That was in conference play, but overall, that was his 7th stolen base. And that leads the Bucs. Jonathan Youngblood is now second with 6 overall. 1-1. Swing and a big cut by Crowley, 1-1.
And the Bucs also had a day off yesterday, so both teams fully rested after that day. A few of the Miners players fished, hiked.
Slept.
Yeah, a lot of sleeping.
1-1 the count on Crowley. Hendricks paying a lot of attention to that runner at first. That one slapped foul straight back. Andy Crowley from Cal Baptist, 5'8", 170 pounds. He's also pitched in a game for the Bucs, won an inning on the 17th against the Monarchs, walked 1, struck out 1. It was 2 for 3 against the All-Stars on Thursday. Had a double. 1-2 the count on him. Pitch from Hendricks. Grounder to the left side. Panachone ranging. Backhand. Throws. And scooped by Decker, but Crowley is safe. But just excellent effort by Panachone to range on that one. He went and made a very strong throw. He's not a very big guy, so I'm not surprised there was a bounce, but definitely just a great effort.
Yeah, that backhand catch. Usually we've kind of been seeing Panachone and Rogers diving for the ball kind of in that situation and missing it, and it goes into left field, but that was great hustle to backhand it. It's a shame it had to bounce, and Crowley had to get to first on the single, but great effort by Panachone.
Here's the right fielder, Tyler Ware, with 2 runners on and 1 out. Runner at second is off. The throw from now, the tag, he's safe. So that's 2 stolen bases in the inning for Garrett Copeland. That is his 5th in conference play and number 8 overall. Mitchell now giving the signs to the infield as well as Hendricks. But Tyler Ware, the batter from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, from Omaha, Nebraska. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. 9 for 28 on the season. That's 321. A 1 outside. Was 2 for 4 in his last game. That was on Wednesday against the Monarchs. Had a double and an RBI and a strikeout. 1-1 the count. Pitch from Hendricks. Lifted, popped up in the infield. Paul Panachone is calling for it, and he makes the catch. 2 away. Big out there for Ryan Hendricks, especially with that first run on third base, just 90 feet away for the Bucs. That'll bring up Mark Kruger, the designated hitter. He's 6'5". A lot of power. Leads the Alaska Baseball League in hitting. And, of course, leads the American League in hitting. And Cam Newell right behind him. First pitch from Hendricks. A little outside. 1-0.
Kruger has 1 home run on the season, and we've been told that home runs are easier to hit here at Mulcahy, but as of right now, the wind is kind of blowing into the outfield, so we probably will see a lot of balls that might look like they're going to head out of here, but will probably stay within the field, within the outfield, probably see them go deep, but not out of here just because of the wind. Saw that a little bit in batting practice.
That was a 1-0 pitch. It's outside to Kruger, the designated hitter. 2-0. A little low. That one briefly gets away from Mitchell now. He can't find it. But the runner at second is going. The throw, and they'll try to get him at third. Everybody is safe. So let's just clarify that a little bit. Andy Crowley was off because he saw that Mitchell now could not find the ball. He threw it down to second. Crowley is now safe. And then they threw to third to try to see Copeland. He was a little bit off the bag, headed toward home, but he's safe. So everybody's safe. 3-0 pitch. Runners at second and third on the outside. Black for strike one, 3-1. Yeah, Mulcahy 325 down the line, 410 to deep right, and that is ball 4 to Kruger. And now the bases are loaded with 2 away. And I'll bring up Evan Powell.
I saw the bat boy run up, and I was like, whoa, that is a small player. He was just hustling right up there.
So Evan Powell is 5 for 14 overall this season. First pitch from Hendricks. That is low ball 1. Powell, 1 home run, 4 RBIs.
Also has 3 doubles in conference play, so a double here would easily score 2 runs.
1-0 from Hendricks. Swing and a big cut. 1-1.
Powell was even off balance coming around that swing. He wanted to just knock it out of the park.
Yeah, as I said, 325 down those lines, which is very, very small. Very short. 1-1. Outside. 2-1. Evan Powell from Louisiana Lafayette, 5'10", 205 pounds, from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Was 2 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs against the All-Stars on Thursday. 2-1 coming from Hendricks. Fly ball to right, giving chase is Newell. He will run out of play into the bleachers. And now it's 2-2. Hendricks just needs one big pitch to get out of this jam.
And the last time we saw the bases loaded was back in the second inning with Kyle Serrano pitching on the 19th against the Pilots. Walked quite a few batters and walked quite a few of them into home for easy runs by the Pilots.
2-2. Outside, 3-2.
Hendricks
not happy with that one.
These Miners pitchers just sometimes have a lot of trouble with that strike zone and with their control of being able to get those pitches into that zone for strikes.
I'm sure it's something they're working on, no question about it. Time called. As Hendricks now toes the rubber again. That's something they're working on. It might be a mechanics thing. Runners are off, 3-2. Foul back near us. I think that's just a mechanics thing where maybe it's I don't know exactly, but timing. It's a timing thing.
Right.
They're not something with the shoulder, something with the arm, something with just the delivery. It could be anything.
Yeah, definitely. And and we see the pitchers get better once they are more comfortable on the mound.
Fouled off again. 3-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs, no score. Go ahead run for the Bucs, 90 feet away. Hendricks sets, kicks, fires. Outside, ball 4, a run in, and the Bucs have a 1-0 lead. Back-to-back walks for Ryan Hendricks. So Copeland is in, Crowley to third, Kruger to second, and Evan Powell on first. And that'll bring up Shane Lynch. Shane Lynch checks in 11 for 43. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Second on the team in strikeouts with 11. I think Hendricks would love a strikeout here. Is Ben Taylor out there talking with Hendricks and help him get out of the inning.
We usually see Brad Baker head out there first before Ben Taylor.
I think it's usually that BT's got something up his sleeve that he knows he wants to tell Hendricks.
A good kind of motivational thing.
Maybe something, or it's something that BT knows. He knows what Hendricks needs. Maybe you would think that Brad Baker knows Hendricks a little bit better, and that might be the case. I would think that everyone kind of knows each other equally, but maybe Ben just knows something that's going to work for Hendricks in this situation. The first pitch to Lynch is low and away, ball 1. Shane Lynch from Dallas Baptist. Emma?
My neck of the woods.
Your neck of the woods?
Yep.
It's 11 for 43. 2 home runs, 11 batted in. 1-0 from Hendricks. Blowing away, that one gets away. Here comes the runner from third. He slides safe, and all the other runners advance. That is Powell to second. Kruger to third. Crowley is in. It's 2-0 Bucs. Two 2-0 the count. And that would probably be a pass ball. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Hendricks. In there, called strike. 2-1. Dylan Butler on up next, but Hendricks dealing with Lynch right now. Hendricks has his sign. Kicks. Here it is. Swing and a big cut by Lynch, 2-2. I think Lynch has the look that you were thinking about with the high socks and the pinstripe pants.
Oh, definitely. Those Nikes. I think that's a pretty good look for a baseball team.
You don't like what the Miners wear?
No, I like the yellow. I actually really like the yellow jerseys.
2-2 in there, called strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Ryan Hendricks, but 2 runs in, the Bucs lead 2-0. We head to the top of the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back in Anchorage, the Bucs get 2 in the bottom of the first. They lead it 2-0. Miners coming up against Jimmy Lambert, Nick Senzel, and then Johnny Loker and Matt Decker to lead things off against Lambert and the Bucs. Going to try to get these 2 runs back. The Miners, they're just so good at that. When they're down, finding a way to come back.
That was a rough top of the first inning for the Miners. 3 up, 3 down.
First pitch from Lambert is a called strike on the outside part, 0-1. Nick Senzel, the designated hitter tonight. We've kind of seen him everywhere. Pitch, that's a breaking ball. And it is strike 2. Excuse me, ball 1. Senzel was 1 for 3. Pitches outside, 2-1. 1 for 3 against the Pilots on Thursday. Pass on the right side. Pitch from Lambert. That's outside again. 3-1. This is definitely something, a bat just like this, that the Miners need. Just get that first runner on and let Johnny Loker come up to the plate and do his thing. 3-1. Grounder to the right side. That's the second baseman. Copeland, off balance throw to first. And there's one away. That's 3 straight groundouts to second base for the Miners. Panachone and Newell in the first, and now Senzel.
And the 4th overall ground out for the Miners. Frost
Correct.
had one to the shortstop, Wrighton, and at the first at bat.
Here is Johnny Loker. He hit a home run here.
He sure did.
He is that. I was going to say that we haven't seen a home run here, but we have, and it was Johnny. First pitch to him, that's a called strike. Johnny Loker from Stanford, 9 for 15 this season, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Inside and low, 1-1. Johnny last played on the 16th against the Chinooks, was 2 for 6, scored 2 runs, 2 doubles, and an RBI. Against the Bucs this season, 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored. 1-1 is low. It's 2-1. Had a home run and an RBI. That was on the 15th. That was last Sunday. That 2 o'clock game. Bucs won that one. Fouled right back, 2-2. Matt Decker, his college teammate, waits on deck. We've gotten to know Johnny pretty well.
Oh, yeah. Very nice
Very
kid.
nice guy. We know about the cottage cheese on the spaghetti.
Yep. I was trying to think if he hasn't brought up any new recipes that are very unique like that.
2-2 is inside, and it's a full count to Loker.
Loker and Decker were part of that kind of second wave of minors I was talking a little bit about. A little bit of those reinforcements. Had some outfielders and some infielders with that second wave.
3-2. Grounder to third. That is Evan Powell. Takes it, throws across the diamond. And that is the 5th straight ground out for the Miners, 2 away. That'll bring up Matt Decker at first base tonight from Stanford. I may be wrong, but I think he and Johnny Loker have the same cleats. They do go to Stanford together.
Yeah, and they are red laces, so they probably are like the
they
Stanford issue. You buy some like a group rate with some company.
Want to know the count? Pitch was inside to Decker. Pitch swing and a miss by Decker. It's 1-1. Matt Decker looks a lot different when he wears contacts versus glasses. Some people don't.
Yeah.
I think he looks like a completely different person.
And his cool
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2.
I don't know if there's like an official name for the glasses you wear whenever you're playing in like an athletic event, but he showed them to the team one night at dinner. They were pretty cool.
They're very cool. 1-2 pitch to Decker. Liner into center, a base hit. First hit of the night for the Miners. It was kind of a floater that just kind of hung up there.
I didn't think it would ever come down. It was just hovering there.
Yeah, it was kind of just a weak fly ball. And it was up there for so long, I thought the shortstop Wrighton or the second baseman Copeland would maybe have a chance to catch it, but I guess it was hit. It was hit just over the infield. So here is Mitchell now with 2 outs and a runner on. He has a home run on the season from Texas A&M. His home run was on Tuesday at Chugiak. First pitch, grounder to short. That is Wrighton, flips to second for the force to retire the side. 2-0 Bucs. Nothing going on for the Miners in the top half. We head to the bottom half on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. The Bucs lead the Miners here at Mulcahy Field in Anchorage. Austin Pollock, Emma Tiedemann to my right. Dylan Butler, Mark Sanchez, and Garrett Copeland. That's 8, 9, and 1 to face Ryan Hendricks. Gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Command looked a little off for Hendricks. And his first pitch to Butler is low for ball 1.
And, we were talking about the jerseys last time the Bucs were at bat. I do like the Miners jerseys, and I especially like the yellow ones because most of the guys wear the green sleeves, like
Yeah, no,
the
I know what you're
dry
talking about.
fit. I like that look. I think it's like the perfect amount of the yellow and the green. So I like this look. I think you prefer the green jerseys, right?
Yeah, I don't really think about I don't think about it much. 2-1. Line into right, a base hit. It's the second hit for the Bucs against Ryan Hendricks. And here is Mark Sanchez, the catcher. He is 8 for 21 overall. That's 381 with no home runs, 4 RBIs. Not to be confused with the quarterback Mark Sanchez, but this Mark Sanchez also wears number 6. From Cal Baptist, 5'10", 200 pounds. Hendricks checks on Butler at first. Nothing going on.
There seem to be a lot of players on each Alaska Baseball League from California.
A lot of them. It's close. It's only about a 5. It depends where, but
Right. And also, the miners had their pancake breakfast this morning, talked with a lot of the residents in Palmer, meeting a lot of miners fans, and a lot of the residents in Palmer are also from California. I found that very interesting. A lot of them come from California up to Alaska.
1-0 pitch. Twisted into center. Coming in is Frost. He makes the catch. 1 away. Mark Sanchez retired to the top of the order for Garrett Copeland. He walked in the first, stole 2 bases, stole second and third, and scored. So Copeland bats from the left side against the righty Hendricks, a runner on. Butler started things with a single. Copeland from Austin P. Bartlett, Tennessee is home for him. First pitch, in there for a strike.
Copeland has had a pretty eventful first and second innings. He's walked once, then had those 2 stolen bases, as you mentioned, and then scored a run, then turned it over, and he's had 3 ground outs. So just, doing a little bit of everything tonight.
1-1 grounder right side over by the Miners dugout. Copeland was 2 for 4. Double, a run scored, and an RBI against the All-Stars. That was on Thursday. Miners I don't think they play any of those Legion All-Stars.
No, I don't think so either. Just the out-of-state, like the Lake Erie Monarchs and
San Francisco Seals, and they take on the
Oceanside
Oceanside Waves. I believe that's on Monday. Another non-league game. I think that'll wrap it up, though. We'll have to double-check. 0-2 the count on Copeland. Here's pitch, up and away, 1-2. Copeland just finished his freshman year at Austin P.
I always get tripped up with Austin P because it's P-E-A-Y.
But I am Austin. My last name is Pollock. That is Austin. My initial is P. So that's what I always think of.
Yeah, that's good. That's easy.
Pitches outside to Copeland, 2-2. Yeah, that is an easy one.
Yeah.
2-2. Runner at first, 1 away. Sanchez flew out to center. Pitch from Hendricks. Upstairs, full count, 3-2.
Hendricks seems a little bit more composed this inning than he did in the first, but is just having trouble with these full count situations.
Check on the runner at first. He's back. Our pregame profile was Tyler Stubblefield. That'll be up probably later tonight.
Definitely.
Last couple days have been, especially Thursday, was quite a busy day.
Oh, yes.
3-2, the count on Copeland. Another check on first. He's throwing Decker off guard a little bit. He's pulled Decker off the bag about twice. Able to stick with it though. 3-2, the count on Copeland. Runner at first is off the pitch. Fly ball in the infield. Terrence Connolly is calling for it. He makes the catch. Throw to first. That one gets away.
And they're calling for runner interference.
That is runner interference, so I think that's 2 outs. That is 2 outs. Okay, so let's clarify this. We're going to check again as Ben Taylor making his way out to figure out what's going on here. I think he's going to argue now that that was runner interference.
Do you remember the last time we saw a coach go out there to argue with the umpires?
I do.
Yes, that coach was thrown out of the game.
All right, well, BT on his way back to the day. He keeps things calm.
Calm, cool, and collected. That other coach, on the other hand, was very aggressive very early in the game.
He's a chill guy.
Yeah.
All right, so Copeland pops out to second. That's the second out, but they're going to say that Butler is still at first base. Mitchell now and Hendricks, teammates at Texas A&M, are actually on their way off the field. First pitch to Wrighton is high, 1-0.
Yeah, I think that was just a complete accident by Butler getting back to first base. Conley didn't see him. Butler didn't really pay attention where he was going.
I mean, even whether it's intentional or not, I think that's still interference.
He did run into him.
He did. Now he's off. The 1-0 line to third. That'll get over the head of Rogers in the left field. It'll go all the way to the wall. Here comes Butler. They're waving him around. The throw from Rogers gets away from him, and it's 3-0. It's an RBI double for Cade Wrighton, and it's a 3-0 Bucs lead. Boy, Rogers jumped very, very high to get to that one. But the left fielder, Loker, had to go over to the wall. Just about the corner at 325.
And, if Dylan Butler didn't get that jump before the hit, I think he would have been held up at third base. But Butler had a really good jump on the pitch and was pretty quick. I was a little nervous, thinking that he might not be able to beat the throw, but it was just that jump right before the pitch was the reason he made it all the way home.
Here is Andy Crowley. He singled and scored, swinging a big cut, 0-1. He also stole second base in the first inning. The Bucs lead the Miners 3-0. You may hear that plane flying over. We are in Anchorage, where the airport is. 0-1 on Crowley. Second baseman, there's a big hole between first and second. That pitch is high, 1-1. Terrence Connie playing closer to that second base bag. Trying to just keep the runner Wrighton in that area. Doesn't want him moving to third. That puts the fourth Bucs run 90 feet away, but Wrighton's still at second base. 1-1. Lifted to deep center. Back goes Cameron Frost chasing after it. He will not make a play. Will get down and roll the wall. Wrighton scores. Crowley into second. Another RBI double for the Bucs. They lead at 4-0. There's somebody with a gray sweatshirt, as well as I think that's pitching coach Brad Baker, making their way out to the Miners dugout. 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 runs in this inning against Ryan Hendricks. And that'll bring in Tyler Ware. He popped out to short in the first. 2 outs, though. Back-to-back RBI doubles for the Bucs, Wrighton and Crowley. Pitch inside gets away from Mitchell now, and into third is Andy Crowley.
The Miners just having a lot of trouble in this inning. Especially with the pitches. It's not necessarily Mitchell now losing them, but it's just, it doesn't seem as clean as we've seen it in the past.
Sometimes a day off kind of hurts what you've had going.
Yeah, that kind of kills your momentum.
Right. You're in a groove and you lose a little bit. 1-0 pitch fouled right back.
But of course, the Bucs have been, they have 4 wins in a row. The Miners have 3 wins. So both teams kind of coming into this game with a little momentum, but both had the day off, and it just looks like it was a little bit more helpful as of now to the Bucs versus the Miners. But of course, we're in the second inning, and the 9th is where the Miners seem to shine.
They shine as soon as they're down. 1-1 pitch is high to Tyler Ware, the right fielder. The Miners first in that National League. They have a half-game lead on the Pilots. Pilots play later tonight against the Chinooks. 2-1 pitch from Hendricks. Hard grounder to the right side. That is scooped by Decker. Wins the foot race to the bag for out number 3. Two big doubles for the Bucs. They lead it 4-0. They add two more. It is 4-0 Anchorage as we head to the third on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
And back here at Mulcahy Field in Anchorage, I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. The Miners down 4-0 against the Anchorage Bucs, having kind of a rough start early in this game. But of course, if anyone has really paid attention to any Miners game this far in the season, they know it's not over yet. It's not over until the Miners take on the 9th inning. But as of right now, Terrence Conley, the left-handed batter for the Miners, takes on Jimmy Lambert, the pitcher for the Bucs tonight. 1-1 count for Conley. That one's low in the turf for ball 2.
It's never over until there's a rally from the Valley. That's when they're on the road, or a rally in the Valley when they're, of course, in the Valley in Palmer.
2-1 pitch, a little low and outside, ball 2. Conley hitting 200 so far in conference play for the Miners, with 1 RBI. 3-1 pitch, strike 2.
Yeah, and we apologize for this. We have no idea what this wire is that kind of hangs right in front of us.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Wrighton, throw to first, and that's out number 1 with the 6-3 play for the Bucs. Yeah, the wire fell down the last time we were here in Anchorage.
I guess it hasn't moved.
It definitely has not moved, but I think we've controlled the damage for the video portion of the broadcast. It's a little bit in the left corner of your screen. Doesn't really affect a whole lot unless there's a foul ball. And that brings us to Jordan Rogers, the third baseman. And therefore, strike 1. Rogers out of the University of Tennessee. He had a good game 2 days ago, had 2 singles, scored a run, stole 2 bases. That one's in there for strike 2, 1 away.
Cameron Frost on deck. It looks like his pants might be ripped. Maybe on the left leg.
Swung on, fouled back for Rogers.
And if that foul ball did damage to your car, visit our friends at Napa Auto Parts. Locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com.
The 0-2 pitch from Lambert, high and inside. Almost looked like it caught Rogers' shoulder, and that's ball 1. In the outfield for the Bucs, Butler in left, Crowley in center, Ware in right. Pitch is low, ball 2. Outfielders playing straight away. I assume the field is a little damp out there. That is not turf grass. That is natural grass. 2-2 pitch. That's in there for strike 3. And the first strikeout for Jimmy Lambert tonight.
Yeah, Rogers knew it. No argument. Just kind of took it, knew it, and right back to the dugout.
That puts us back on top of the order for the Miners with Cameron Frost, who had a ground out in the first inning. Grounded out to short. I believe he swung at the first pitch also. This time we see him kind of take that first pitch, see what else is offered. That's 2 balls in a row now. That's 2 kind of low. I think I can hear Sanchez, the catcher's glove, kind of hitting the turf. stopping the ball, keeping it in front of him. The pitch swung on, and they're going to call it foul. Looked like it kind of went off of Frost's ankle, but rolled down the fair side of the third base foul line. But they're going to call that strike one against Frost.
I think that is a tear in his pants. On that left sort of, what do you call it? His quad? I don't know. I haven't learned about
I can't
those.
see.
Oh, you can't see right now. Well, he was on deck. See, it might see him if he moves.
2-1 pitch. Outside. Oh, they're going to call that a strike.
This home plate umpire has some umpires, whether they do the finger to the right side, call the strike.
Pitch swung on. Line drive into right field, and that is a base hit for Cameron Frost.
What I was saying was some will sort of, with their fist, go right toward home, where we can't see it because
Right.
we don't really, it's hard to see. Or they go like this with their, well, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but they take their finger and just
You're pointing to your right.
You point it. Yeah, you point it to your right, point it to your left. Whatever they do.
So now the Miners have a base runner in Cameron Frost, and that brings up Paul Panachone, the shortstop. Shows bunt, bunts down the third base line, and it rolls foul. That brings back Frost to first base. Panachone hitting .217 in the conference play portion of the season with 4 RBIs and 1 double. Panachone's favorite MLB player is Alex Rodriguez.
A little controversial.
Yep. But nonetheless, a very talented shortstop. And if you're playing shortstop looking up to a player, his playing style is something to kind of watch, and you can kind of model your style after A-Rod, an ex-Texas Ranger.
A current New York Yankee.
Yep.
No comment.
1 ball, 1 strike to Panachone, and it's on the outside corner, ball 2.
The Miners, as I said, atop of that National League with the Pilots a half game back. The Bucs are 9-3, and the Oilers 8-1.
2-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. I finally saw the umpires. He does the fist in front of his body, but he kind of turned and I could see it. For a strike.
Maybe he heard us.
Maybe.
I don't know. We got a window here.
A small one. The swung on ground ball to Copeland, the second baseman, scoops it up, makes the toss to first, and that is out number 3 for the Miners. Again, with 1 left on base, we had on to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Miners still trail the Bucs 4-0. You're listening to the Miners Radio Network. have a new pitcher on the mound for the Miners. Leading off things, Mark Kruger for the Bucs. That is Jonathan Reed, the left-handed pitcher from Azusa Pacific, the sophomore at 5'11", 175. First pitch by Reed is a ground ball down the first base side, rolls foul. And Reed just arrived last night, so a new arrival, but a much-needed left-handed pitcher and another reliever, you know, kind of helping out this pitching side of the Miners game. Obviously, the batting's okay. I would say a little problems early on in this game, but overall they're pretty strong and pretty consistent. But the pitching, on the other hand, kind of had some problems along the way. So Jonathan Reed, a pretty good sight to see, kind of helping out, adding a little bit of depth to the Miners pitchers, especially as a lefty. That's another foul by Kruger. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kruger, the left-handed batter, facing Jonathan Reed, the left-handed pitcher. 2-2 pitch, low, ball 3.
Guess we don't really know too much about Jonathan Reed. Haven't talked to him yet.
I talked to him. He was at the pancake breakfast.
Okay.
3-2 pitch, swung on, and it's a line drive into right field. That's a single on the first hit for Jonathan Reed. That brings up Evan Powell, the third baseman. He was walked in the first inning and made it to second, but then was left on base. He has 1 RBI and 3 doubles so far in league play. He bats on the right side of the plate. First pitch by Reed, outside, ball 1. Yeah, I was, helping to serve some of the pancakes, and
Oh, you were?
I was, yeah. Along with talking with people. And Jonathan came over and just introduced himself. Very nice kid. It's outside, ball 2. First time he's ever been to Alaska.
That's the case for most of us. I know for me.
2 balls, no strikes, and no outs. Swung on, fouled back. That'll be strike 1. Mark Kruger on first. Evan Powell at the plate, and Shane Lynch on deck. Lynch was struck out in the first inning. Two one pitch, and decides to throw to first with the check on Kruger. Cameron Frost in center field, a little to our left. Couple steps. Outside. Actually, that's going to be called a strike. I still can't see that. Umpires.
It's hard.
And I don't know. I think his strikes, I don't know if we have the best view of what his strike zone is. But that's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. The windup and the pitch. Runner goes at first. Throw by now. Conley catches it. This time it was a better throw by Mitchell. But Kruger is safe at second with another stolen base for the Bucs. Evan Powell still at the plate with a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Loker and Newell both playing about straight away in left and right field, respectively. That's way outside, ball 4. So runners on first and second as Mitchell now heads out to the mound to talk to Reed.
Might be some early jitters maybe for Reed.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we've seen with most of these pitchers. Their first game out, like such as Kyle Serrano, he had a kind of a rocky start, but we've seen him get better. John Boyer, Josh Grissom is probably the most notable one who's definitely gotten more comfortable on that mound. Really good to see him, come out. He came out 3 games in a row to pitch. So yeah, I just think it's a little bit of a learning curve. But now Reed hits Shane Lynch with a pitch, and now the bases are loaded all of a sudden with Bucks.
And nobody out.
And that brings up Dylan Butler. Not Billy Butler, but Dylan Butler.
No, not Billy.
Thank goodness, right? I've seen him hit a walk-off grand slam to beat my beloved Rangers.
Really?
At Kauffman, yep.
Ah. Kauffman is a beautiful, beautiful field.
Oh, definitely. I recommend that. You know, I think it gives a bad rap because it's Kansas City, but it is an awesome stadium to go to. Even if your team loses in a walk-off grand slam. First pitch to Butler, low ball 1.
Yeah, I went there for a journalism conference. That doesn't sound nerdy, does it?
I mean, you're talking to me,
Yeah.
so I think that's kind of cool. But maybe some listeners might think it's a little nerdy.
That was in 2010, and it was in Kansas City, and part of it was the opportunity to go for a tour of Kauffman Stadium.
It's very cool. I like the scoreboard
The
and
fountains too.
Yeah. It's a very cool stadium.
Those fountains are new.
2-0 pitch to Butler outside ball 3.
I think
Strike 1.
I think they're new. I don't remember exactly.
Well, and their fans, they really love those Royals, and
Despite the struggles.
right. You know, the past few years have been rough, but hey, they're doing pretty okay now. Big swing strike 2 by Butler.
They also have the Chiefs. The Chiefs.
Yeah,
It just seems like every other year the Chiefs are either bad or they're good. And when I say bad, I mean like first
terrible
round draft, like first overall draft pick, or good. Well, first round exit in the playoffs.
Yeah. Swung on, foul back. Yeah, they're either the worst of the worst or kind of the best. They seem they're the best of the best until they
hit the playoffs.
Hit the playoffs, and I believe they played the Colts and get destroyed.
Andrew Luck is fun to watch.
Oh yeah. And a very nice guy. It's good to see, you know, like nice people playing and rooting for like the nice people instead of, you know, the ones with questionable morals. Swung on ground ball to third baseman Jordan Rogers. He throws home to now, tags up at home. So 1 away, and Butler is safe at first, but great heads-up play by Rogers to beat that throw. Beat Kruger heading home to prevent another run from scoring. So that is 1 away for the Miners. But the other 2 runners advance. That puts Evan Powell at third and Shane Lynch at second.
And just a heads-up play over there by Jordan Rogers. You know you got to keep. You know the runner's going. The bases were loaded. So you know what you got to do. That's just a situation they practice all the time. Hey, ground ball to you, bases loaded. Where are you throwing? You're throwing it home.
And especially when you're down, this foul ball is going to maybe hit us.
Emma jumped.
Well, I was expecting it to hit the window.
I was hoping it was going to somehow get in here. That would be cool. Get your foul ball.
Yeah, I don't know if you know physics very well. I don't think that would happen.
No, I don't. I really
I was expecting it to hit the window that's out, like right there.
Yeah, the one little thing that's hanging. Yeah.
One of us would have glass in our eye or something.
I think it's plexiglass. I don't know if that. I don't think that little top window is plexiglass though.
No. Kind of spice up the broadcast.
Oh yeah, be cool.
And speaking of NFL quarterbacks, here's Mark Sanchez, the catcher for the Bucs.
I see what you did there.
Ground ball to Conley, the second baseman, scooped up, throw to first, but Evan Powell crosses home for the 5th run for the Bucs. And Shane Lynch advances to third, and Dylan Butler to second.
Yeah, Connolly tried to make that tag, but it wasn't so much that Butler got out of the way. It was more just I think maybe Connolly missed the tag or tried to get him too quickly because he saw that Sanchez was running down that first base line.
And that brings us back to the top of the order to Garrett Copeland. Copeland, as we mentioned earlier, having a great game so far, even though it's only in the 3rd inning. He has walked in the first, stole second, stole third, and scored a run, and has had a lot of ground balls hit to him at second base, but then had a fly out to the second baseman, Terrence Conley, and at his last at bat.
Now, I'm watching Reed, and it kind of looks like he does something very similar to Serrano. I'm going to watch it again with this pitch, and it kind of looks like he does something where he tucks his face in, or he's not always watching the plate.
He breathes with his eyeballs.
I'm going to look at this again. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he lifts his head up kind of,
and then throws
and looks it
his
down.
face kind of down when he throws the pitch.
I've never really seen that pitching style.
Oh, I've seen it. It works for some. Obviously, Reed's successful, so it works for him.
High fly ball to deep left center field. Going back, it's at the wall. 2 runs will cross, and that is a double RBI. 2 RBI double.
2-run double.
I'm struggling. So a double for Copeland with 2 RBIs, and that makes it now an 8-0 game. I count 7.
I think I count 7 too.
I think the scoreboard is wrong.
I agree. You know what? I think Butler scored as well.
And now it says it's 11-0.
It is certainly not 11-0. I think it's. This is tough right now because everything's.
Well, the bases are empty now, so I bet.
Oh, no, there's. Copeland's on second base. He doubled.
Oh, well, right.
But now I don't see Copeland.
I don't see. Oh, well, there they are.
Now it says 12-0. 13.
13. 9 runs in the bottom of the third for the Bucs.
All right, Copeland's going back to second base. There it is.
7-0 now.
Oh, I see what I did wrong. I'm counting it. I'm something's not right. I figured it out though.
Okay.
7-0 is right.
That brings up Cade Wrighton. The right-handed batter was struck out in the first inning, had a double in the second, and scored a run off of it. First pitch fouled back.
See, I was looking at my book and thought that Kruger scored, but Kruger was actually out. He was thrown out at home 5-2.
Right.
That was when Butler reached on the fielder's choice. I had, for some reason, drawn the line from third to home. That is incorrect. 7-0. That is the score.
And Reed steps off. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs now for the Miners.
Final line on Hendricks: 2 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Runner on second. Here's the pitch. And it's a line drive into center field. Going around third base is Garrett Copeland, and Copeland will score. And it's an RBI single for Cade Wrighton. Now 8-0 over the Miners. And I think the day off was a little kinder to the Bucs more so than the Miners now.
Well, it's also this is the pitching. I mean, it's the Miners have gone to the plate 3 times just the first 3 innings, so there's still a lot more time to go. But really, it's just the pitching seems to be a little off right now. And it's not even a control problem. It's the hits.
No, it's the hitting.
And that's the exact opposite of what the pitching struggles were. That was mainly control, walking guys in, and really not even giving up that many hits.
1-0 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball to deep right field. No going back, and that is out of here for a home run here at Mulcahy Field. 2 runs will score, making it a 10-0 game over the Miners.
Yeah, I knew that. A good view of that one. Emma, you can't exactly see right field, but I watched that, and I saw that one just right off the bat. And that'll bring manager Ben Taylor out to the mound. That might be it for Reed. There's a new pitcher coming in.
And we will take a short break to bring you all the stats on the new pitcher from the Matsu Miners. You are listening to the Miners Radio Network. back here at Mulcahy Field. Now on the mound for the Miners is Hayden Howard. And Austin, you have his stats, I believe.
I do. Hayden Howard, the lefty from Texas A&M. No record, a 1.28 earned run average. He started 1 game, appeared in 2, 7 innings, no hits, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts.
First pitch is a ground ball to Decker, the first baseman. Quick toss to Howard at first, and that ends the inning. And 6 runs across the plate for the Bucs. The Miners head to the top of the 4th inning, trailing the Anchorage Bucs 10-0. You're listening to the Miners Radio Network. And we have a new pitching change on the mound for the Anchorage Bucs. That is Alex Gosak from your neck of the woods.
Yeah, he is a 5'9" left-hander from Syracuse, New York.
Well, how about that?
Look at that. He's 1-0 with a 2.63 earned run average. He started 3 games, 12 strikeouts in 13 2/3 innings pitched.
And he is pitching to Cam Newell for the Miners. Newell's had a ground out to second base. That was Copeland in the first inning, which is his last at bat. Jimmy Lambert did a great job for the Bucs. He fouls one back to our left.
All right, we both jumped.
Yeah, that was a little close. Jimmy Lambert pitched 3 innings, gave up no runs, 2 hits. Not a bad line.
No.
1-1 count to Newell, high and inside, ball 2.
Godzak also 7 walks in the 13 2/3 and then 9 hits. Last pitch, that was on the 16th. Here, that was against the Pilots, where the Pilots were the home team. Went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Got the win on the 10th against the Panthers.
That was high and inside for Newell. Now it's 3 balls, 1 strike. That's ball 4, and Newell will take his base. Gosak, the left-handed pitcher, just pitched to Newell, who's on the left side of the plate. That brings up Nick Senzel, the right-handed batter, the designated hitter tonight. He also grounded out to Copeland, the second baseman, in the second inning. Has 3 RBIs in league play out of the University of Tennessee. Outfield playing straight away. So is the infield. No shifts. First baseman Lynch is on the bag. First pitch to Senzel is outside, ball 1. Wrighton and Copeland, the shortstop and second baseman, playing kind of on the edge of the sand turf. Is that what the
dirt turf?
The dirt turf and the grass turf.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how to explain
right
that.
Right on the edge of where the grass and the dirt would be.
Yes.
Right there.
2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3. So the Miners already on base early in this inning. It's a good start for them. And Senzel, I guess, just taking his time watching these pitches by Gosak. 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike.
One of the benefits, I guess, of getting these walks early or working the count against a new pitcher is you get to go back in the dugout and say, he throws hard, he's got a good curveball, he's got a good slider. You kind of get a little scouting report that you can pass along.
3-1 pitch. Big swing, strike 2.
Yeah, it looked like Senzel may have pulled his head out of that one.
So now Gosak working back from a 3-0 count to a full count against Senzel. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Here's the pitch. Big swing. That's strike 3. The first strikeout for Gossack here in the top of the 4th inning. That's 1 away now for the Bucs with Cam Newell still at first base. That brings up the pinch hitter, Dane Wunderlich.
Pinch hitting for Johnny Loker in this spot.
First pitch to Wunderlich. Takes a big swing, and that's strike 1.
Dane's been wearing a Red Sox hat around
Yes.
lately, as is Hayden Howard.
Yes, Hayden and I talked, before the season started about that.
He just said his friend gave it to him, I think, and he likes
Yeah.
wearing it.
But he's from the Dallas area. So I was expecting a Rangers hat as this pitch is in the turf. That's ball 1.
You guys have had a lot of Dallas discussions, or not really?
No, not really.
No. I want to talk to Alex Godzak, pitcher. Find out about Syracuse. Wonder if he's a Syracuse basketball fan.
Oh, I'm sure. You can't be from that area and not be a Syracuse basketball fan. That's another big swing by Wunderlich, and that's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cam Newell on first. 1 out. And 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dane Wunderlich. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball down the third base side. That's fair. Backhanded by Powell. And cannot make the throw across to first base in time. That is now 2 on for the Miners.
Yeah, base runners, and hits. That's what the Miners need right now. Gotta find ways to get on. And as Ben Taylor actually said the other night when the Miners came back against the Pilots, you didn't want to try to score them all in the same inning. Just a bit here, a bit there, and a bit there. This is a situation where you want to do that.
And that brings up Matt Decker, who ground balls it up to center field. Out at second base with Wunderlich, and turns a double play over to first base. That is out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Miners still scoreless. They're trailing 10-0 behind the Anchorage Bucs. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back here at Mulcahy in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann, Austin Pollock to my left. And the Miners off to a shaky start, still trailing and still scoreless. The Bucs with a pretty large lead, 10 runs to 0. You can never count out these Miners. That's why, this is just a great team to watch. It's not over until those Miners have a swing at the 9th inning.
No.
And Hayden Howard still on the mound for the Miners out of Texas A&M. He came in the 3rd inning, and he is pitching to Mark Kruger, the designated hitter. Kruger was walked in the first inning, had a single in the third, stole second, and then was thrown out with a fielder's choice. Fouls one down the third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Kruger.
I just had a feeling we were going to see Howard tonight. He hasn't pitched in 9 days. But I'm also surprised he's not going to get. He didn't get the start, or he's not. This means he's not going to get the start for a while.
And that's strike 3 to Kruger. That's a great way to start things off for the bottom of the 4th inning, and for the Miners, kind of as a confidence booster, especially for the pitcher Howard. That is the first strike for Howard on the night. That brings up Evan Powell, the third baseman. He's been walked both of his at-bats and scored a run in the 3rd inning. He has 1 RBI and 3 doubles in league play. Takes that one as a ball.
Yeah, something big for Howard is he works quickly. He actually stepped back there.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch by Howard. In there for strike 1.
I'm gonna time this again. I forget what the time was last time. I really have no idea.
2-1 pitch. Swung on. Deep ball down the first base side, but that is foul. And Powell with a lot of power.
We're going to have to start on the next pitch. So we'll start once the ball hits Mitchell Now's mitt.
2-1 pitch. Fouled back.
It's different when he has to get a ball. When he has to get another ball, you got to give him a little bit of time. So we're gonna hold off.
Beautiful day here in Anchorage. Clouds are clearing. There's some blue skies. The stadium lights are on, which I find that kind of unusual. 2-2 pitch. Inside ball 3.
All right, the clock has started.
Full count now by Howard.
Well, this is longer than usual.
Powell steps into the box.
11.9.
Big swing, strike 3. And that's 2 away by the way of the K, as Austin says. Great way to kind of get things going. This might help, the rest of his team, a little bit of momentum going into the top of the 5th when the Miners able to face the Bucs pitcher again. First pitch in there for a strike by Howard to Shane Lynch, the first baseman. He was struck out in the 1st inning, hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and scored a run. And takes a big swing at this one. And that's no balls, 2 strikes now. And Howard doing a great job of really being able to place that ball in that strike zone through a lot of strikes. 0-2 pitch. Oh, and it's just outside of the zone for ball 1, and everyone moved.
Everybody did.
The whole infield.
This would be the first 0 on the board for the Bucs.
I think that would really help out the Miners. I don't think they can take much more. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch low and outside, ball 2.
Howard, who's definitely in this is only his 3rd appearance, but just by how well he's pitched, you also have to keep in mind that he redshirted this year. He hasn't pitched.
A little low, ball 3.
And he just comes out so comfortable, and he really just has it going.
And he's another lefty for the Miners, which is really good to have. So he's able to field the hit as it hits back up to the mound. Quick throw to first to Matt Decker, and that's 3 up, 3 down. And just an outstanding inning for the pitcher, Hayden Howard. And it'll take us to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Miners Radio Network.
Godzak back out there for the fifth. It'll be Mitchell now, Terrence Connolly, and Jordan Rogers. To face Godzak. No runs, a 1-2-3 for Hayden Howard in the bottom of the fourth, and that was something the Miners really needed. Now it's just time get some hits and get some runs and just get some guys on base. Get it all as Mitchell now takes strike one on the outside part. Mitchell grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice back in the second inning. 0-1. Swing and try to hold up, but went around. It's 0-2.
Mitchell now, on his day off yesterday, went fishing with his host dad. They flew about an hour, as he said, into the middle of nowhere.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Here in the top of the fifth.
Anyway, he caught a king salmon, 28 pounds.
Wow. I would like that.
Yeah, he said he caught it at 9:45 and ate it at 11:45 p.m.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Here is Terrence Connolly grounded out to short last time up. First pitch swing, popped up. Coming in is Evan Powell and Mark Sanchez looking for it, and it falls in between them. Terrence Connolly was already at second base, and he's going to make his way back.
That was one of those things where Sanchez was coming and Powell was coming over into foul territory, and it looked like Powell.
Called for it.
Yeah, Powell kind of backed off, and I think Sanchez thought that Powell was going for it. And
see, you get the people who nobody calls for it, and it just drops. Or both people call for it. I got it. No, I got it. No, I got it. I got it. Back off. My ball. I got it. I got it. And they collide, and the ball drops. So Terrence Connolly back up there with an 0-1 count, 1 away. 10-0. The Bucs lead the Miners. Pitch to Connolly in the turf, 1-1.
Conley out of UNC Wilmington.
That's low and away, 2-1 to Connolly.
He is a Mets fan and a Royals fan.
All right then. Pitch lifted to the left side. The left fielder coming in. The shortstop going out. It's the left fielder, Dylan Butler, who makes the catch for out number 2. Here is Rogers. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the third. Emma's laughing right now.
I think my grandparents commented on our feed.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm glad they're listening.
They don't want any flying broken glass around here.
We don't either.
No, we'll stay safe.
We'll duck.
1-0 pitch to Rogers, low and away, 2-0.
They're listening all the way from Florida.
Wow.
Yeah. Dedication.
Oh, yeah. 2-0. Strike outside, 2-1.
It's even 10:46 p.m. there right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It is. And it was that late. 2-1 to Rogers. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
We've seen Rogers strike out quite a few times in the past couple of games. He was struck out 3 times in one game, but then came back with a double against the Chinooks.
2-2 way outside. 3-2. But you say that he's had strikeouts, but he's also been able to hit the ball. It's kind of a 50-50.
But when he hits the ball, he gets on base and scores a run or hits in an RBI.
3-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Alex Godzak and the Bucs. It's still 10-0 Anchorage. We head to the bottom half of the fifth on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Couple changes for the Miners. There's a new pitcher on. That is Ryan Oglesby. Just arrived, I believe, yesterday from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 5'11", 195 pounds. He's a right-hander from Slippery Rock. Interesting delivery. His first pitch to Dylan Butler is strike one. Yeah, quite a very interesting delivery for him. Trying to figure out really what it is. I don't know what you call that.
It's like a combination of like the normal pitching style, but with a sidearm.
And a submarine. It's a little interesting. I don't know. No submarine. I know that. Ground ball up the middle of base hit for Butler. And one on, nobody out. Also, Josh Meyer from Grand Canyon is now behind the plate. And that brings up Mark Sanchez, the catcher. He's 0 for 2. Fly out to center, ground ball to second. Miners cues a double play ball here. First pitch from Oglesby, swing and a big miss by Sanchez. That delivery will certainly fool you. I faced a couple guys in high school that didn't even throw that hard, but it was the delivery that just really throws you off. 0-1. Lifted into center, charging is Cameron Frost. It'll drop in front of him for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Bucs. At the top of the order for Garrett Copeland, the switch hitter. Copeland has scored twice, walked and stole 2 bases in the first, doubled and scored in the third. Nobody out. No runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Miners. 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors for the Bucs. First pitch from Oglesby is twisted foul left side. Rogers gave chase. And if that foul ball did damage to your car, visit our friends at Napa Auto Parts, locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com.
Copeland has scored both times he's been on base. He has reached base.
0-1 ground ball right side through, base hit. They will hold Dylan Butler at third, Sanchez on second, and now Copeland on first. 3 straight singles for the Bucs, and that'll bring up Cade Wrighton. Wrighton struck out in the first, doubled and scored in the second, singled and scored in the third.
Oglesby came in last night, right?
I believe he did on that off day.
He was not at the pancake breakfast, as I know. I don't think so.
He might be in that, yeah.
He might be in the second one.
He might be that second group. First pitch to Wrighton, it's sliced foul back. Oh and 1, the count on Wrighton. Oglesby has given up 3 straight hits. Pitch, fouled right back, just about the same spot. 0-2.
Cameron Frost playing a little bit deep in center field, along with, I believe, is that Wunderlich or Loker out in left field?
That is Wunderlich.
So Wunderlich playing deep, and Newell and Wright playing just about the same spot.
0-2, inside and a little high, 1-2.
Right, and of course 2 for 3 with a double and a single, and has scored 2 runs.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That is called strike 3. First strikeout for Oglesby. And there's 1 out here with the bases loaded. Actually, if that's a big out, because now you got a force play and you can get the double play. But here comes Crowley, and he is a triple shy of the cycle. He homered in the third, doubled in the second, singled in the first. The triple's a tough one. First pitch outside, ball 1.
For that triple, you kind of have to have the speed to get a good jump, hit it deep, usually against the wall, like left center field or right center field, but you have to be very quick around the bases.
Pitch slapped left side, foul, 1-1. And You also need maybe not an error in the outfield, but just a bad route to the ball or something.
Little bobble, picking it up.
Yeah, anything like that. Or if the ball taking a weird hop. At Fenway, there are a lot of triples because of that right field. It's just not very oddly shaped. Now 1-1 is high to Crowley, 2-1. $10-0. The Bucs lead the Miners. 2-1. Good pitch, a slider in there for strike 2, 2-2. Ryan Oglesby, 5'11", 195 pounds, just finished his sophomore year at Slippery Rock. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Way outside. 3-2, a full count.
Slippery Rock is in Slippery Rock Borough, Pennsylvania.
All right, then. Base is full of Bucs. Pitch. Slap foul left side. Still full, 3-2.
Their motto is a rock-solid education. I like that.
Very clever. 3-2 pitch to Crowley. Grounder to the left side. That's shortstop Panachone to second for 1. On to first. A double play. Ryan Oglesby in his first Miners appearance gets out of a jam. It's still 10-0, though. We head to the 6th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Ryan Oglesby out of a big jam in the bottom of the 5th. And I just realized, Emma?
Yes?
It's the 6th inning. I did that again.
Trying to take my innings.
No.
As Frost hits a deep ball going back, and it's out of here for a solo home run for the center fielder, Cameron Frost, to put the Miners on the board.
Yeah, Cameron Frost hit a lot of balls deep, and he's hit the ball very well, and it was just about time. I said to him, actually, he had a triple here, I think, recently.
Yes.
And I had said to him, I said, no, maybe it was a triple at home. I think it was a triple at home at Herman Brothers, and I had said, that's a home run at Mulcahy. Finally, he gets it.
So pretty great way, I would guess to start off the 6th inning for the Miners. Brings up Paul Panachone, the shortstop. 0 for 2 tonight. Has hit 2 ground balls to the second baseman, Copeland. So he takes the first pitch a little inside. That's ball 1. It's the pitch. Gosak still in the game pitching for the Bucs. That's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Panachone. Panachone with 4 RBIs and 1 double in league play. Fouls one back. That's strike 2.
I noticed right here that Panachone, for a second I thought it was Senzel who was at the plate. Obviously, just Senzel is a 1 on his jersey for 13, and Panachone is 3, but he's not bending his knees.
That's a big swing for strike 3, and that's the 4th strikeout for Alex Gosak.
Yeah, usually he just bends his knees, and not so much there.
That brings up Cam Newell. 0 for 1. He grounded out to his second baseman Copeland in the first inning, just like about everybody else it seems like.
Right.
And was walked in the 4th, then left on second base to end the inning.
This is a good ballpark for Newell to hit a home run. Perfect ballpark for him.
Big swing for strike 1. He has hit a home run at every ballpark he's played at. Granted, that's been 2.
That
But
is true.
still, an interesting fact. Hit one at Chugiak Eagle River, or Eagle River Chugiak. Then at Herman Brothers, both at the right field. It's a little high, ball 1. Newell is one of the older guys on the team. He's a senior. 1-1 pitch. Fouls it back off the mask of Mark Sanchez, the catcher for the Bucs. That's strike 2.
Did you say he's homered at every field he's played at?
Yeah. Oh, no, he played here, didn't he?
I'm looking.
Because he definitely...
He did.
Oh, dang.
Against these Bucs.
Hits one into shallow center field, and that'll get down for a single for Cam Newell. So no home run, but still on base.
It's a start.
It is a start. Maybe Oglesby's pitching might have started things off a little bit for the Miners. And then Frost's home run. Not a bad way to start things off. That brings up Nick Senzel, the DH tonight. Grounded out in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 4th. He has 3 RBIs on league play. Bats on the right side of the plate. Here's the first pitch by Gottsack, and that's a huge swing by Senzel. That's strike 1.
He's been swinging and missing a lot. It's something we don't really see him do that much.
0-1 pitch by Gottsack. Outside ball 1. Yeah, earlier in the summer, he was one of the only guys to have not been struck out yet.
Right. I think he went about a...
6 or 7 games, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
1 ball, 1 strike. Outside ball 2.
Let's say about 6.
Well, and then after you brought up that stat,
He struck out.
he struck out.
Sometimes it's better if I just keep my mouth shut.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch by Gottsack. Outside, but a strike. That's strike number 2 for Senzel.
I'm surprised these lights are still on. It's actually a pretty... It's not as nice as... I mean, it could be, but it's just better. It's not what we've been seeing.
That's a big swing for strike 3, but a dropped strike, or regardless, that is strike number 3, and Senzel heads back to the dugout.
5th strikeout for Godzak.
Brings up Dane Wunderlich, still in for Johnny Loker. Wunderlich also playing out in left field. He had a single in the 4th inning, then was part of a double play to end the inning. Takes first pitch a little bit low and outside for ball 1 from Gottsack. Gottsack the lefty, Dane the right-handed batter. And Cam Newell is still on first base. Pitch, very inside. Looks like it almost caught his elbow there. That's ball 2. Yeah, it's kind of clearing up here. It was very cloudy all today. Rain and Palmer all morning. He hits a ground ball down the third base line. Newell rounds second, heads for third. And Dane also heads for second. Newell will round third and head for home. And that is the second run of the inning and the second run of the game for the Miners. And again, you can't count these Miners out. They always have a little fight in them when they are down. And now they are only down by 8 runs. They trail the Bucs now 10 runs to 2.
Yeah, Newell's probably a little bit out of breath. He actually came all the way from first.
That's an RBI double for Dane Wunderlich. And that was just one of those perfectly hit balls right down the third baseline, out of the reach of the third baseman Powell, all the way into the corner for Butler to grab. And that brings up Matt Decker, the first baseman tonight. Takes the first pitch as a strike. Waves the bat. Here's the pitch. Another big swing. Strike 2.
Josh Meyer waits on deck.
Decker had a single in the second inning that was thrown out, 6-4 fielder's choice. Then in the fourth was part of the double play in the inning. 0-2 pitch. Outside ball 1. We saw Josh Meyer come in for Mitchell now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch by Gossack. 2 outs. Outside, that's ball 2. And Dane Wunderlich in scoring position at second base.
Not a very big crowd here in Anchorage. It's the solstice weekend. It's a big deal around here.
Longest day of the year.
That might be why.
And that's strike 3 for Matt Decker and the 6th strikeout for Alex Gossack. But the Miners able to get on the board here in the top of the 6th inning. Stick with us as we head to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Starting things off here at the bottom of the 6th inning for the Anchorage Bucs is left-handed batter Tyler Ware playing in right field tonight. Swung on ground ball to Conley, the second baseman, scooped up, makes a throw to Matt Decker at first base, and that's first out of the inning.
Oglesby has to be much more relaxed and calm that he's been able just to get out. He got out of that big jam. That kind of has to make you feel a little bit better.
And that's one away. A very quick out for the Miners brings up Mark Kruger, the designated hitter. He was walked in the first inning, had a single in the third, stole second, then was part of a fielder's choice at third, then struck out in the fourth. Kruger with 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 3 doubles in league play. That is strike 2 for Oglesby. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Miners trail 10 runs to 2. They put 2 runs on the board in the top of the 6th. Swung on, ground ball right back to Oglesby. Makes the throw to Decker at first, and that's out number 2.
Emma's struggling today. Emma, what's
Yep.
going on?
Well, my day started out great, pancakes with
Yeah.
a pancake breakfast, but then my phone decided to stop working. First pitch to Powell by Oglesby, foul back. It's stuck on the screen you get. It's an iPhone. The screen you get whenever someone wants to FaceTime with you. Well,
Okay.
I guess my sister called me. Swung on, fly ball into left field. That'll get down for a base hit for Powell. So that's now 1 runner on for the Bucs. And so my sister, I guess, called me via FaceTime, and it has been stuck on that screen ever since then. That was, okay, it is 7:09 right now in Alaska. She called me, well, the time isn't even on there, but it was about 2:15 this afternoon.
All right, then.
And it was already about to die. Like, my phone's battery was, lower at like 50%, and it's still alive. I'm waiting for it to die because my top button is broken. That's outside. Ball 1 to Shane Lynch. So I'm kind of riding the struggle bus today.
So your top button doesn't work on the iPhone.
Right. So I can't reset
my home
it.
button doesn't work on the iPhone. If we
Oh.
put our phones together, the phone doesn't work.
Oh man, iPhones. They're
See,
frustrating at times, but I like my phone, except when it freezes like this.
I use that. There's a little button they can put on your screen.
The assisted touch.
Yeah, whatever they call it.
Yep.
And I use that to get to the home page or whatever.
Yeah.
And to talk to Siri and to do screenshot, whatever it is. And to close my apps because I can't use this button. You see me pressing it.
It's not.
There we go.
There it works.
It sometimes works.
3-1 count to Lynch, and he takes a big swing at that one, and it's now a full count for Oglesby. Yeah, our iPhones, they're struggling. You have a 5?
I do.
I do too. 3-2 pitch. That is low, ball 4, and that puts another runner on the base via walk. Evan Powell on second and Shane Lynch at first. That brings up Dylan Butler, the left fielder tonight. He is 3 for 3. Scored 2 runs. He hit a single off of Oglesby in the 5th inning. He was the first hit of that inning for Oglesby. First pitch, big swing, strike 1.
Oglesby, I think, is smiling.
I think he's happy about that.
That was a big swing.
Yeah, Butler was swinging for the fences. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, fouled back. Now Oglesby up in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
He seems very comfortable out there, and that's great. I mean, when you think about it, he just kind of got here, got in a little bit of a jam in the 5th. He's in a little bit of a jam right now, but he's got 2 strikes and 2 outs.
0-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball to Decker, the first baseman. Caught in the glove, quick toss to Oglesby running towards first, and it's a 3-1 out. No runs scored in the bottom of the 6th inning. As we head to the top of the 7th, the Miners lead the Bucs 10 run. The Bucs lead the Miners 10 runs to 2. You're listening to the Miners Radio Network. Top of the 7th inning here at Mulcahy Field in Anchorage. The Miners still trail the Anchorage Bucs 10 runs to 2. At the plate now is Josh Meyer, the Miner. First pitch inside for ball 1 by Alex Gossack. Gossack has 6 strikeouts so far. Very strong pitcher. But Cameron Frost did hit a home run off of him in the 6th as Josh Meyer hits a high fly ball deep to right field. Going back is Butler at the wall. It's out of here for the 2nd home run of the game. And it's Josh Meyer, the Miner, putting some runs on the board for the Miners.
Boy, the Miners just really don't like being down. They love coming back, and they're working on a comeback here. You just got to take it step at a time, inning at a time. Don't try to score all these runs in one inning. Just take it inning at a time.
Yeah, take it a batter at a time. You know,
Yeah.
they just have to focus one, try and get those base runners or an occasional home run seems to be all right. So the Miners just taking it one step at a time.
Any way you can get it. That hung up there for a while.
Yeah,
Butler-
that was very high. That's why I thought it was going to maybe be just a little short.
Yeah, Butler, the left fielder, was just kind of standing around. He was back. He made it look like it was going to be an easy catch, and then it made it look like it was gone, and then an easy catch.
That's Terrence Conley hits a ground ball to Copeland, the second baseman. Makes the throw to first to Lynch, the first baseman, and that's a 4-3 out, which we have seen actually a lot of.
Yeah, Copeland's been busy over there. I'm going to count them right now.
And as you do that, that brings up Jordan Rogers, the third baseman, has been struck out twice. 0 for 2, hitting .333 in league play with 5 RBIs and 2 doubles.
That's 5.
5 groundouts to Copeland.
5 groundouts. He's been busy, of course. He's been in double plays and fielder's choices, but that was... He's been on the move, but just 4-3 putouts.
4-3?
5.
Wow. And that's 2 strikes in a row with Jordan Rogers as he takes that second one swinging.
Cameron Frost, he's on deck. He already has a home run. Pretty much the same spot, I think. Maybe a little to the right.
That's outside ball 1. Yeah, Frost someone kind of got out of here pretty quickly, but Myers just hung on there.
Yeah.
So high. 1-2 pitch. That's ball 2. So after not really seeing any home runs here at Mulcahy, all of a sudden we have 2 hit by our own people, our own Miners. 2-2 pitch. Big swing, strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Jordan Rogers. And the 7th for Gossack.
Yeah.
Back to the top of the order with Cameron Frost. 2 for 3, had a home run and his last at bat in the 6th inning. Hitting .364 in league play with 2 RBIs, 1 double, and 2 triples. He could try to go for a cycle tonight.
Yeah.
He was a home run short of the cycle when they were in Chugiak.
Right.
Had a triple, a double, a single. 1-0 pitch. Swung on. It's a high fly ball to right center field. Going for it is where the right fielder And that is the third out of the top of the 7th inning. The Miners trying to fight back. They are still trailing the Bucs 10 runs to 3. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Looks like there's a special something 7th inning stretch. We're going to actually send you down to field level at Mulcahy Field. There you go.
Y por eso estoy cantando mi canción. Yo soy el guerrero, purifico corazón de Dios. Y también hay y hasta lo que padre. No solo el guerrero y a mi fuera del fondo, que te traigan su vida, me hará cuido todo el mundo. Me gusta y por eso soy la gana del trabajo bohemio. Yo no soy la de guerrero, por las ganas de que vemos.
Back here at Mulcahy Field, a little bit of a fiesta going on here in Anchorage.
A little delay.
And at the plate now for the Bucs here at the bottom of the 7th. The Bucs lead 10-3 over the Miners. Mark Sanchez heads to the plate, the left-handed batter. 1 for 3 tonight. Had a fly out in the 7th, a ground out in the 3rd, and a single in the 5th.
New pitcher for the Miners. Another, we get our look. We've seen our look now at the 3 new guys. Isaiah Terrazas finished his sophomore year at Golden West Community College, 6'2", 210 pounds. A right-hander.
It's a little high and outside. That's ball 3. And I actually got to, Terrazas was at the pancake breakfast this morning. Very nice guy. He walks Mark Sanchez.
Second time Sanchez has been on.
Terrazas said that he came in last night. Let's see, that was Friday. And he said that they called him at, I think he said Thursday night about 7 o'clock. Said, well, you're leaving tomorrow, so pack your
Wow.
bags. And he's now up here pitching. He takes on the top of the order. That's Garrett Copeland in that number 1 spot. Second baseman. He's been on 3 times with 3 RBIs, 1 triple in league play, but tonight was walked, had a double and a single.
I think that's just incredible. I mean, you think about you're sitting around, just hanging around. It's like, hey, you want to come to Alaska for like what, 5 more weeks, 6
Yeah.
weeks?
Pops a high fly ball back towards us. That's strike 1. Another big bang. I don't know what these balls are hitting. I think it's like the metal roofing.
Yeah, it's something. I thought Josh Meyer was going to see us up here. Where did he saw us? He saw us in Chugiak. No, it was Hunter Simmons saw us.
No, he saw us here, but
saw us?
against the Pilots, we were on the other side of the booth.
Right.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Copeland. Pitch by Terrazas. Swung on. Foul ball down the first base side.
Ben Taylor was doing a lot of walking, just kind of up and down that Miners dugout, the outside, but kind of where Brad Baker likes to stand. But Bakes is just right behind. He's in the dugout, just hanging around on that railing.
And that's strike 3 for Terrazas, his first strikeout as a minor. That brings up Cade Wrighton, the shortstop. Was struck out in the first inning, had a double in the second, a single in the third, and then was struck out again in the 5th. And he has been the first strikeout for both Ryan Hendricks and Hayden Howard. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. He takes first pitch by Terrazas as a ball. Swung on, line drive down the third base side. That'll go foul. That had a lot of power behind it. Wrighton has scored 2 runs. In league play, he's hitting .250 with 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and 1 double. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball down to left field, and that is at the wall. Cameron Frost throws it in, and the runners will advance. That puts Mark Sanchez at third and Cade Wrighton at second.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to get out of here.
You were waving your finger.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be gone. But Wonderlic gave it a try, and he kind of just threw himself right into that wall. But Crowley, this is the tough at-bat just because he's 3 for 4. It's just a triple shy of that cycle. And I think that Terrazas just wants to get out of this inning, help his team get some runs, get the Miners back at the plate, let them get some runs. They scored in both the 6th and the 7th innings.
First pitch to Crowley, a little outside. That's ball 1.
Meyer just actually pointed to Terrazas saying, hey, good pitch, but then kind of shrugged his shoulders like, hey, you didn't get the call, but good pitch.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Swung on to shallow left center field. That'll score a run. That's Mark Sanchez. That'll cross the plate, and then here comes Wrighton. Wrighton will score another run also, and that's 12 runs now for the Bucs. And the Miners now trail 12-3.
Just not their day. Sometimes you have those games, you just can't win them all.
Nope, you can't. That brings up Tyler Ware, the right fielder. He is 0 for 4.
Although it is never over when these Miners are at the plate.
Oh, definitely. I'm not counting them out at all.
No, it's a little shaky. This is a tough one, down by 9. But hey, anything is possible. You just never give up, and these guys know that. They'll just keep going and going, and we see it. No runs in the first 5, but 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th.
I'm just thinking it'll be a much more exciting 9th inning.
Yeah.
First pitch to Ware, a little outside, but that's called a strike.
And Ben Taylor likes to keep a very loose clubhouse and dugout atmosphere, and that only helps because it's like, hey, you know what? In Alaska, the sun doesn't go down. You're always fighting. You're always staying alive. You're always up. You're always energetic. It just never goes down.
That's 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out now to Tyler Ware. Here's the pitch by Terrazas.
Terrazas?
A new guy, you know.
You got to talk to him.
I did. He's very nice. Came up from California. He's from Huntington Beach. It's in SoCal.
I know my Southern California a little bit. Just a little bit.
I really don't. I just know it's in the
suburbs.
suburbs.
You know Texas.
I do know Texas.
And Missouri?
No? I mean, I think I do. I don't know all the small towns. I know a couple of them, but there are a lot of small towns in Missouri. 3-1 pitch. That's in there for strike 2. Full count. I'm better with the Missouri towns, and especially kind of the St. Louis suburbs, surprisingly. Kansas City, not so much. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, deep left field, and that's Dane Wunderlich. That'll be out number 2. Fly out to left fielder Dane Wunderlich. Brings up Mark Kruger, the DH. Kruger was walked in the first, had a single in the third, stole second base, was stranded, then was struck out in the fourth and grounded out in the 6th. Kruger with some of the best numbers on the team, although tonight not so hot. In league play, he's hitting .571, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple. So pretty great numbers for Kruger, but tonight not so much. He takes the first pitch as a ball. 1-0 pitch, swung on, hits a high fly ball to deep center field. Going back is Frost. Frost able to make the catch, and that is the 3rd out for the Miners. But 2-run score, making the Miners trail the Bucs 12 runs to 3 as we head into the 8th inning. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
New pitcher in for the Bucs. It's the lefty Trevor Lacoste from Bryant. No record, 2 appearances, both starts, 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. He faces Paul Panachone, Cam Newell, and Nick Senzel. Last pitched on June 14th against the Chinooks, went 4 innings, and the count is 1-1 on Panachone. 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. 5'10", 185 pounds from Bryant. Panachone takes strike 2 on the outside part. 1-2. I think that's one of the struggles for the Miners today. A lot of called strikes just because that umpire, as Panichello sends one to the left side, foul. The home plate umpire has sort of been it's had an interesting strike zone.
Yeah, and we've struggled kind of reading the pitches and the calls before he calls them.
1-2 the count on Panichello, and I'm really noticing his stance is just more upward. 1-2, that's low ball 2, 2-2. He's not bending. He used to bend his knees, and he's really not bending those knees.
Yeah, and he's resting his bat on his shoulder more. Well, now he's not because he knows I said that. But
I wonder if I know that he used to bend his knees and rest that bat on his shoulder. Right now,
yeah.
he's not bending his knees,
Maybe
and he's not really resting it on the shoulder.
Maybe he's shaking it up a little bit.
He's in a little bit of a slump right now. Hasn't had a hit today. See, he fouls one straight back. It's a 3-2 count. He hasn't.
Yeah, he looking back. Well, he last played in the last game against the Pilots. He had a single, but that was it, and scored a run.
He sends one to the right side, foul out of play.
Then he had the day off against the Seals, and then he last played on the 17th, and he had 2 singles, scored 3 runs.
He's 1 for his last 15, including tonight.
That'll do it.
That is low, and I thought it was ball 4. I guess maybe it's 2. Now it's 3-2. We'll go with 3-2 right now. 3-2 the count on Panichello. Here's the pitch from Lacoste. Line and into right field, a base hit. Panichello, I guess he heard me say that, and he's saying, oh, no, no. No, we're not going to have that. So he breaks up a 0 for 3 day with a single. And that'll bring up Cam Newell, and I'm sure the Miners would love a home run out of Newell right now or some sort of big hit. Down by 9, 12-3 here in the top of the 8th. Nick Senzel waits on deck.
Newell, his last at-bat was a single, and he is known for his home runs, 2 in league play.
But he said he's surprised that he had that power, but here's something. Lefty on lefty. It's tough to do that. He hits one to the right side. That's bobbled by the first baseman, Lynch. He steps on the bag for the first out. But up to second is Panichello. Now there's speed in scoring position for Nick Senzel.
Nick Senzel 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, Nick Senzel, he's in a little bit of a slump right now. But he does seem to kind of get one of those big hits when the Miners need it. That I've noticed.
Is it just me, or does right center field look very open compared to left center field? Does it seem like if Senzel could place one, you see where those...
Swing and a miss by Senzel and 1.
Like the auto and home sign?
I know what
and
you're
the Alaskan beer sign?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
Line drive there. That'd be golden.
Yeah.
Panichello could, even if Senzel only got to first, I think Panichello could make it to home.
He's got speed. 0-1 pitch from Lacoste. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-2.
But the wind is kind of picking up in left field. That's where the American and the Alaskan flag is, and it's definitely blowing in towards left field, kind of across left center. So that might not help things.
0-2, here's the pitch. Way outside, 1-2 to Senzel. Dane Wunderlich waits on deck. Bucs lead the Miners 12-3. Miners will be back here tomorrow against the Pilots. Miners 2-1 against the Pilots this season.
Kind of their National League rival, battling it out for first place.
1-2 pitch way inside, 2-2. Senzel jumps out of the way. I would say that, but I would also think that maybe there's no official rivalry, but it's
because the Chinooks are the 3rd team in the National League, right?
And they're closer. The Miners and the Chinooks are only about 25 minutes apart, but when you talk about a division race, that pitch is outside. It's a full count to Senzel, 3-2. When you talk about the race,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's more of that. That's up there. The Chinooks are
because the Pilots and the Miners were tied for first place, and the Chinooks I think are just going to be that team to kind of knock down, give some teams some losses,
right,
to knock them down.
3-2, swing and a miss. by Senzel, and that is strikeout number 1 for Trevor Lacoste, 2 down here in the 8th. That'll bring up Dane Wunderlich. Wunderlich is 2 for 2. First pitch to him is strike 1, 0-1. Emma, is it getting a little warm in here?
No, I just need some ventilation in here, some air movement. Gets stuffy.
All right. 0-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-2. Reminder, you can... Time to start voting for that player of the game. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com, or comment below. It's almost time. Couple guys in mind. 0-2. In the dirt, and stopped by Sanchez. No movement at second base by Panachone.
As we get closer into the 9th inning, top of the 8th right now, I don't think the Miners can really afford to leave anybody on base. Wunderlich is, or no, that's not Wunderlich, that's Panachone on second. This speed definitely needs to get him home.
1-2, outside, 2-2. Two and two. On Wunderlich with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High pop up at the second base position. That is Copeland. He calls everybody off and makes the catch for out number 3. A 0 on the board for the Miners, and the Bucs coming up in the bottom of the 8th. They lead at 12-3 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Pitcher on for the Miners, it's the right-hander from Northwestern State, Josh Morris. No record, appeared in 4 games, 9 innings, 9 hits, 13 walks, and 4 strikeouts. ERA of 4.00. Last pitched on the 18th against the Seals, and the first pitch to Evan Powell is off the right, foul. Pitched against the Seals, 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, all earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts. No record, 0-1. That's high, 0-1. Excuse me, 1-1. Get that player of the game nomination in. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email or comment below. Pitch that is high, 2-1.
Wonderlic playing a little bit deep over in left field. Frost playing straight away in center. And Newell a little bit his normal spot in right field. Maybe a little deeper.
3-1, the count on Powell, who's walked twice. He struck out and he singled back in the 6th. Pitch to him. Sort of a fly ball or sort of a line drive, but
a weak
ground ball,
line drive.
Weak line drive. I don't know, but Decker has it. Steps on the bag. One away.
Decker kind of backhanded it too.
He did. That'll bring up Shane Lynch. Struck out in the 1st, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th and walked in the 6th. Big thing, I think, for the Miners is they've been able to sort of handle Mark Kruger. First pitch, ground ball to 3rd. That is Rogers. Throws to 1st, 2 away.
Yeah, I agree about Kruger. I was, looking up his stats, and he's the Anchorage Buck that kind of worried me about the hitting-wise. If the pitching wasn't there, or if the pitching was, all strikes that he liked, Kruger could have lit up the pitchers, but instead it's just about everybody else. Kruger's been struggling tonight.
First pitch to Butler is ball 1.
Butler's had a good night. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored.
1-0 from Morris. Swing and a big cut. 1-1. Miners, stay with us for the Matthew Myers postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Won't hear from manager Ben Taylor and our player of the game as we do not do interviews with them on the road. 1-1 is high, 2-1. We'll do a breakdown of this game and small preview of tomorrow's game against the Pilots back here at Mulcahy. We'll be in the booth a couple doors down. 2-1. That's high, 3-1. (12-3), the Bucs lead the Miners. 3-1 from Morris. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Now Morris has struggled a little bit this season, just more so to find the strike zone. But so a strike away from 1-2-3 inning, and as he stays alive, fouls it back.
But Morris seems a little bit more relaxed up there than we've seen him previously.
Right. He really
seems
does.
more in control.
3-2 to Butler. Called strike 3. First strikeout for Josh Morris. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up and 3 down. We head to the top of the 9th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. The Bucs lead 12-3. Matt Decker to lead things off against the new pitcher, Joey Dunyan. We've seen Dunyan before. The first pitch is a chopper in front of the plate. Dunyan off the mound, throws to first, 1 away here in the top of the ninth.
Time for a rally from the valley from the Miners.
It is.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I believe they could do it.
Anything is possible.
If I was to choose one team to do this, it'd be the Miners.
Oh, absolutely. Here is Josh Meyer. He struck out in the 5th. He homered in the 7th. Decker's actually swung, and I think before he even... I don't know how to really explain that, but first pitch to Meyer, that hits him right above the bottom. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I've just laughed at that. It hit him on his lower back?
It was more like right here.
Yeah, that's your lower back.
Now you call that your
yeah,
lower back?
Lower back.
All right. I could have done that.
Above the bottom. No, that's your lower back.
Yeah, okay. Here is Terrence Connolly. He's 0 for 3. I'm still laughing.
Yeah.
Pitch is high, ball 1. I was talking about Decker's swing, and then
it all
and then
came together.
Meyer was hit. Yeah.
I just never expected that phrase to ever be said.
Okay, forget it. It was a half swing, and the ball just hit kind of the end of the bat, and it was a chopper right in front of the plate, probably about still on the dirt, or the artificial dirt, I would say. So Connolly has a 2. Emma, stop.
I'm sorry,
Jeez.
it's so great.
It's making me feel bad. 2-0 pitch to Connolly. That's outside, 3-0. She's still laughing.
Above the bottom.
I can mute your mic. I have muted her mic. Welcome back.
Thank you. Did you miss my insight?
A little bit. 3-0 on Connolly. That's up and away, ball 4, so 2 runners on with 1 away for Jordan Rogers. Back-to-back free passes given up by Dunyan, and Dunyan, the right-hander from UC Riverside. No record. Has appeared in 3 games, 5 innings, 5 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He faced the Miners on June 15th. 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no Ks. 2 Ks. First pitch to Rogers is inside, ball 1.
It's exactly what the Miners need. They need to just put base runners on so they can score those runs any way that they can. Hit by a pitch, walk, just a looper over the infield, also known as a Texas leaguer.
Pitch to Rogers. That's a breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 to Rogers.
Just any way the Miners can get on base. It's just kind of like a free-for-all, whatever you can do.
Hunter Simmons, I believe, is pinch running at first. No, that's Connolly.
No, that's Connolly.
I thought it was the white cleats.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of got me.
Yeah.
Pitch was a ball to Rogers. It's 2-1. Cameron Frost on deck. 2-1. Broken bat.
Whoa.
And that's a grounder to the third. Throw to first. Safe. That bat went flying.
Well, I was concerned for Pal's safety. That bat went just about the same area as the ball down that third base line.
Yeah.
Those can be dangerous.
Yeah. So Rogers reaches on the fielder's choice. Meyer is out, number 2 at third. Terrence Connolly now on second. Yeah, that bat went flying. All good, though. Rogers kind of just held on to the handle.
Yeah.
Here is Frost. Homered in the 6th. Flew out to right in the 7th. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. 12-3, the Bucs lead the Miners here in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. Get those final player of the game nominations in there. Be sure to factor those in. 1-0. Foul right back, 1-1. Miners will be back here at Mulcahy tomorrow taking on the Pilots. Believe that's a 7 o'clock start.
Yes.
A 7 o'clock
I think
start.
it is.
So join us at 6:45 for the Matsu Myers pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. 1-1. Into center, coming in is Andy Crowley, makes the catch, and the Bucs defeat the Miners by a final score of 12-3. And it just didn't seem like Miners baseball the last 4 days. That snaps the 4-game winning streak. And we will break it all down for you in the Matsu Miners post-game show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. When we return, once again, the final score, the Miners fall to the Bucs, 12-3. Folks, we're dealing with a minor technical difficulty. Please give us a couple minutes and we'll have the Matthew Myers postgame show in just a few minutes. All right, back here on the Matthew Myers postgame show. We apologize for the Miners delay. All right, again, the final score: the Bucs beat the Miners 12-3, and this was a little bit of everything. This was pitching, this was hitting, it was a little bit of everything.
It was, and we kind of got to see some new pitchers, a couple of new pitchers. We got to see, 6 pitchers in all, and kind of got to see a little taste of what we're going to see for the rest of the summer with these new, this kind of third wave of minors that have come in. Last night, I think there's 1 or 2 more maybe that are coming in the next couple of days.
Really?
Some reinforcements.
I didn't even know.
I don't know. I might be wrong, but regardless, there are 3 new pitchers in the lineup for the Miners, and I'm pretty excited from what I'm seeing. You know, they were kind of thrown in the mix here in this kind of really rough game for the Miners, trailing pretty much from the very beginning, and they were thrown in. They held their composure well, gave up some hits, walked a couple, but overall, I'd say they did a very good job.
Yeah, they did. It's one's actually our player of the game, but it was a tough one. It's a tough one, and any loss is tough. You can't win them all. Going 4 in a row this early in the season, that shows you what this team is capable of. But yeah, you kind of just have to take it a day at a time right now, and these guys are going to get back out there. A day off kind of maybe killed momentum a little bit, but hey, they're going to get out there. They're going to keep working hard. These guys grind. They work really, really hard. We see them in practice. We see them in BP. We see them in the games. Of course, we see every inning. But they really are they're playing their hearts out. They love playing for Ben Taylor. They love playing on the team. They love playing for each other. And that's just going to make them keep going. As our player of the game, it is Ryan Oglesby, and he just got here. So last night. So we haven't been able to really chat with him. But yeah, Oglesby is the player of the game in this 12-3 win for the Bucs over the Miners. And Oglesby went 2 innings, no runs. Yeah, 2 innings, no runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And everyone else kind of got 2 innings. Hendricks went 2 innings, but Oglesby tied that with 2 innings. That was the most among Miners pitchers, and didn't give up any runs. So really, it was kind of just, hey, you know what? He came in, thrown right in there. Let's see what you got. As we wrap things up here on the Matsu Myers postgame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Once again, the final score: the Bucs beat the Matsu Miners by a final score of 12-3.
That's tripping you up a little bit.
It is 12-3. Again, the final score: the Bucs beat. Let's try it again. Once again, the final score: the Bucs beat the Miners 12-3, and we will be right back here at Mulcahy Field tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Pregame show at 6:45. The Miners taking on the Bucs. They look to get back in the win column. For Emma Tiedemann, I'm Austin Pollock. Once again, the final score: the Bucs beat the Miners 12-3.